Howdy again, it's Mr. Pete at your service, your YouTube shop teacher. About 3 weeks ago I put a temporary video on. Well, it's still available, but I'm going to cut it here presently, so make sure you watch it. I'll give you the title again. But the essence of that video was that I was whining and complaining about, as usual, about my poor views. But the ironic thing is that this video was 9 minutes long, and it took me 9 minutes to make. Not 9 hours or 9 days like some of my more difficult ones. But it received, well, how many? 37,000 views so far, and over 2,000 comments. Now, it took me a long time to read all the comments. I did read every last comment over a period of time. I answered many of them, but certainly not all of them. Think of getting 2,000 letters in the mail, how long it would take. And some of these comments were paragraphs long, you know, just that long. So I thank you all for that. Sorry that I didn't answer all of them. Most of them were favorable, some, you know, like that, but so be it, because people are different. We're not all the same. Our opinions are not the same, although I'm shocked that everyone's opinion is not the same as mine. You know, how can neighbors or even family members differ so much in their beliefs and their opinions? I guess that's just human nature. So I'm gonna, this isn't ranting or anything, but I'm just gonna comment or talk about these various things that were covered in that video, and this video will be longer than 9 minutes. Not only will it be a long video, but it's a temporary video, so check it out while you can. I hope it gets a lot of views again. And I just don't understand why this kind of video can create that many views, where because the content, I'm just talking. I'm not going to show you anything, I'm not going to make any chips. So I think it just goes to show you that maybe I'm going the wrong direction here. You know, who wants to see a South Bend lathe running? Not many, compared to somebody just jabbering about the way things are on YouTube. And I think I gave you an awful lot of inside information, and I'm going to give you some more inside information on in this video. But that video actually started out as a way of me promoting you to watch that video by Josh Topper, and I'll flash that title on the screen again, about that hoarder's auction up in Minnesota. So at the time I talked about that, there was about 100,000 views, and now there's 250,000 views, and they tell me they've already had the first of many, many auctions. And the money is bringing big money. I think I knew it would. And they said that the Bridgeport mill brought $10,000. Now, I don't know why. I don't remember looking at it, but maybe there were a lot of attachments and all of that. But imagine $10,000, and the widow was absolutely delighted. Perhaps she had no idea the value of all of this machinery and equipment that her husband had stashed in that house. So if you haven't watched that video, check it out, and you can go to that website as well, and the auction website, and check it out. I think I want to bid on a few things, but I expect to be outbid. So in regards to being shadow banned by Google, you know, I think I was wrong, or maybe I was tongue-in-cheek on that, because I'm not important enough. My channel isn't important enough, nor controversial enough to be shadow banned by Google. They don't care. Besides, it's all AI. There's not somebody going through these videos and looking at them. There's just too many. But why, and many people pointed out why my channel is kind of going downhill, and I think they are so correct. So I want to cover just a few of those points, and you can make comments on that as well. Well, to start with, my channel on Machine Shop is a niche. Actually, it's a niche within a niche within a niche. Very few people are interested in this anymore, and certainly young people aren't. And it was pointed out to me that young people come to YouTube to be entertained, not educated. So they're not interested at all in Machine Shop. Most of them have never been exposed to shop work. They don't care about it. They want short videos where the camera jumps around and there's all kinds of action and everything, and they like those 60-second ones. I can't imagine why they do, and they like to watch lots of them. They like to watch them while they're driving. Believe that? Can you believe that? They're driving a car and they're watching a video? Yeah, it's crazy. And they should be arrested and put in jail for that. And see, I got opinions about everything, and it's probably going to be some of you say, no, they're still safe. No, they're not safe drivers if they're watching a video. And so anyway, that's the nature of younger people. My audience is mainly old men, and many of them that were subscribed are gone. They're dead, or they're in wheelchairs, or they're comatose, or something like that. So all of those factors clumped together have made my channel go downhill a little bit, so I'm trying to change direction here a little bit. Also, many people said that they graduate from my channel, and I fully understand that now. They inherited their dad's Atlas lathe, and they watched some of my videos and even my video courses, and now they know how to run their dad's Atlas lathe. They don't need to watch my videos anymore. They've graduated. People graduate from high school. They don't need to go back to their history class and study that anymore. So they move on, and they find new channels and new creators. And I do the same thing. There are many channels that I'm subscribed to that I don't watch anymore, and I've unsubscribed from a lot of those because I don't even want to get suggestions from YouTube or Google anymore on that. So I think that's what's going on here in YouTube land. And for other creators, like I pointed out, there were a bunch of creators. I'm thinking of one, I believe he called himself a basement shop guy or something like that. You don't hear any more out of him, or many others. They just quit in despair or disgust or discouragement and just go about their own way. And I get it, because I'm just about there myself. And I also have found out now that about half the people are not being notified, but the other half are still being notified. So that makes no sense to me at all, but we don't know how the algorithm works, although there were some explanations in these comments, and you might want to go back and read some of those comments, from people that do understand a lot more about the algorithm than what I do, or probably what you do. And I have been enlightened by these 2,000 comments. I'm very appreciative of all of you that took the time to make a comment. I really like that. And another thing that people mentioned is that a lot of people are busy. See, I'm retired. I have a lot of time, so I kind of forget this. Some people, they got a long commute through horrible traffic, and they work 8 or 9 hours and a long commute home. They're beat. All they want to do is eat and drink 3 beers and forget about life until the alarm clock rings the next morning. Inflation is so terribly bad, even though I don't hear much about it, and it doesn't affect me, but I think it must be affecting some people. So I hope they know how to vote if that bothers them. And a lot of people are working 2 jobs to make ends meet, or their wife is also working, and so that when they come home they have to do some cooking and childcare and things like that, and they don't have time to watch foolish videos. So again, I get it. And I'm sure that some people are just tired of me talking and whining. You know, I remember being in college or in high school, you just get sick of a teacher sometimes. They're saying the same thing. Their mannerisms and their speech patterns annoy you, and you stop watching them. I know I stopped watching some channels because of that, and there's some channels where the accents are so thick that with my bad hearing I can't even begin to understand what they're talking about, and neither can the automatic generated captions. They can't understand it either. So I normally use captions, but if the captions do not work, I just can't watch those channels. So I'm sure there's people that you know, think about that, you know, that concerns them when they watch my channel. They just tune out. Also, another thing that I noticed, that if I'm not notified by YouTube of certain people that I like, eventually I kind of forget all about them. You know, when I'm watching other things, then all of a sudden, after 6 months or so, their videos reappear and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that guy, I love him, I gotta watch those videos. Now, some of you thought that, that I'm paranoid, but I'm not paranoid at all. Although, I gotta be careful what I say. And if you look through what I showed you on my phone in that last video, well, I got about 25 videos yet to appear. They've already been made but unpublished, so as the fall cold weather starts, and I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt here today, and it's near the end of September, so the weather is chilling here because of global warming. Yeah, right. Just cracked myself up. You know, I'm reading notes here too, but I can't answer everything. You know, I kind of forgot what some of the people said, but again, there's lots of YouTube competition. There are, I don't know, there's like 500,000 new videos every day, and people watch those, and so they forget about mine and yours and others that maybe aren't as entertaining, because again, they want entertainment, not education, and most of mine tend to be educational in nature. And a lot of people hate education. They hated school and they hate education now. I've got a neighbor that lives about 100 yards from where I'm sitting right now, and I remember him telling me one time, a long time ago, he went to Disney World in Florida with his family, and when I asked him about it, he said, oh, you know what, I liked the Magic Kingdom, but we didn't like Epcot at all. It was too educational. Can you imagine someone saying that something is too educational? Being an educator myself, it's shocking to me that somebody would say something so ignorant. And among those videos that come in every day, there is some tremendously great ones, but some of them are competition to me. So we got guys coming up like this Mr. Topper. He's making great videos. I never heard of him until a month ago. And so new people are appearing with creative, innovative, and interesting videos, and that attracts the viewer. Probably took some away from me, but they deserve it if they're better than me, and they are better than me. Although I still have a lot of loyal viewers, and thank you for commenting and staying with me over the last 15 years. And someone also said, be sure and put all of your videos on Rumble, and I guess there's other sites too. And I do have a few videos over there, but nobody watches them. And the amount of work that would be involved to put 1,500 videos onto another site, it would take at least 30 to 60 minutes for each one. So think of 1,500 times a half hour, that's, you know, 700 hours. I'm not going to do that, especially since there's no market for it over there, at least not at this time. And then people also mention, what about when you die? Well, my videos will still be on there after I die. Now, at some point Google might collapse and this will all be gone, who knows, but that will be my legacy, as well as all of my other video courses, and there are thousands and thousands of those in private hands right now. And more than likely I will make those public in my will with my, what do they call it? I have digital assets. All of my videos are digital assets, and I want someone to release the ones that are not published yet at this time, including, I believe that all of my videos for my courses are on YouTube, but they are private. That is, you can't watch them, but all it would take would be my son to click one button on YouTube after I'm gone and make those public. So I hope that happens. I have 2 videos already on my sensitive drill presses. One has already been released. I think the next one will be on next week. But please don't say anything bad about these drill presses because they are so sensitive. Makes me want to cry. Also, I promise not to make any more videos on antique tractor plowing. People hate those. And you know, they're kind of hard to make. It was so dusty out in that field, what with my allergies and everything last week. It was hot and dusty, And it's hard for me to walk in a plowed field and risk my ankles and all of that for videos that nobody wants to watch. However, I'm still going to go out in the plowed field without a camera and enjoy that. And next year, I really love that. It reminds me of the difficulty as young boys. There was fields right behind Mom's house there, and we would walk long distances through plowed fields to go to Spring Creek for hiking and camping and all of that. You know, about a mile through plowed fields. That was pretty tough going, you know, when you're a 12-year-old boy. And we walked a lot of railroad tracks. That was never any fun either, but I never thought of it as trespassing or being dangerous. We were on the Rock Island line. It was a mighty fine line. But back then, the toilets flushed right onto the tracks. So sometimes we had to be careful what we stepped into. Now, as I edit this video, I will think of scores of things I should have said that I forgot about or didn't include. You know, when I'm a rambling man, this has been a long video. I wonder if anyone watched to the... Some people do watch to the end, but when I look at the analytics, boy, it just drops right off. But, oh, yeah, one last thing I'm going to show you for anybody that's stuck with me is I'm going to compare right now, and I'm going to show you some analytics that... because there's not many people left watching, because I don't really like to disclose this, but I'm going to show you how much money that previous video made for me, and it took 8 or 9 minutes to make the video, compared to another video that was a lot of work and effort and took a lot of time and made almost no money. So just look at the disparity between the two, and maybe it'll help you realize how creators feel when their videos fail. So that'll be right at the end of the video in a minute, so stand by for that. And thank you for watching this and commenting. Give me some comments on this one too. I don't expect there to be 37,000 videos, but both of these ranting videos will be gone in about a week. So enjoy or hate, whatever the point is. Oh, and one other thing. People said, you don't say anything political, and really I pretty much don't, you know, or I do use innuendos from time to time that some people understand and some do not. And I have strong political feelings, as you do. I would love to have a channel where I do nothing but talk about politics, and I am semi-knowledgeable on it, and most people aren't, because people should have to pass the Constitution test and other criteria before they are allowed to vote. There's nothing worse than an ignorant electorate, is there? And you know what they vote for, because in some countries they actually vote for tyranny because they are so ignorant, and I hope that doesn't happen here. All right, that truly is the end of the video, other than these analytics that I'm going to show you right now. So long. Some of you might find it interesting that in the last month, my top content, right here, the top 5 videos, look at the number of views, and you'll see that the top ones were where I just talk. Oh, watch that Lies and Deceit. People love that one as well. But we finally, and that's got, what, 29,000 views. But then when we get into my regular videos here, you know, we're getting 16 or 12,000. And this is real time here, so in the last 48 hours, I did get 35, almost 36,000 views on my channel altogether. Okay, here's some of the analytics on the temporary video that we're talking about. And notice that a lot of people watched it right away, and then it's a slow, gradual curve, but it just picked up a little bit here right at the end, so it's still an active video. Let's see how much money it made. And it brought in 260 new subscribers, and it made $151. Now I got to pay 25% tax on that, but that's pretty good pay for a 9-minute video, isn't it? Now let's look at one of my traditional videos that's fairly recent, and I'll show you how little it made. Okay, on September 1st, I put the history of the reed tools. Now I knew this wouldn't be very popular, but I didn't know that it would just plain be hated by people. But here under video performance, there's only 7,000 views. And this is dead. There won't be any more. How much money did it make? I'm going to guess now about $30. And it's one that probably took me 4 or 5 hours. Well, it made $39, but I have to pay income tax, and you can see it's dead now. The curve is gone. It's just straight across. There never will be many more views, so I might as well even throw some. I won't throw it away, but I should throw it away. But it made $40, take off taxes, and I made $30, and since a dollar is only worth a dime, I made $3, so I could buy a cup of coffee. Wish I had stayed in bed. Well, I just gave you some privileged information that probably no other creators give you, so don't spread the word about how little I'm making. I don't know why I do this, although I enjoy it, and I love all the comments. So if anybody's still with me, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video, I hope.